Fusion fam, this podcast is scheduled for one take. We hail from Houston, Texas. From Texas, the new mouth of the South, Jeremy Brown, the vehement otaku Chad Forbes. Together, we are Fusion High. Fusion fam, what is up?
What's going on? How you doing?
Man, as you see, we have a very special guest. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hey everybody, my name's Charlie Cope. How's it going? Or y'all can't answer that.
That's all good. Maybe someone like, hi.
Yeah.
Maybe a pretty like, oh my god, he's cute.
Oh my god, it's Charlie. Oh my god.
Oh my god, I love the denim. Yeah.
In Houston Heat, holy moly.
Yeah. Man, so we actually had Mr. Cope on a little while ago, man, and he was coming into town to perform, and just let the people know what's going on with that.
I'm in town. I'm playing a couple of shows. I actually just played last night at 202 Main, and then or the night before, and I'll be back. I'm going back to Dallas to play a couple of shows, and then I'll be back here in the Houston area playing at Coastal Kitchen. Then I'll be off to Galveston, New Orleans, Lake Charles, Jackson, Mississippi, and I'll just keep going until mid-August.
Damn, you torn.
Yes,
Man.
3.5 months.
You leaving Texas. I remember last year you
Yes.
was like doing the Texas tour.
Yeah.
We know why that. You
Yeah.
explained that.
Yeah.
And now you going next door to Louisiana and Mississippi.
Oh, man.
Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas, Tennessee, and Oklahoma.
Damn, what you what do they call it? Wrestling back in the day. They said that territory. I forget what it was in Oklahoma, man. It's like you doing that same territory, dude.
Man, you're
Shit,
taking over.
back in the 90s, man, no, back in the 80s, man.
Yeah.
That's what you doing. Shit.
Well, I'm doing my best. I mean, I'm trying. I don't know what the wrestling route is, but now I'm curious. So I'm gonna go on and Google it.
I think
I might have to add a show just to make that route.
Right?
Kids, do your Googles for the wrestling territory tour.
Yeah, back in the day,
Check that out for the wrestling circuit.
Man, shoot. But yeah, I seen you earlier, man. You was nerding out with the pop mountains, Chad, like that. Yeah, you can call it. So far, I know, right? So far, what you like seeing, pop wise? Like what you see here in this collection? What do you like? What's like? Boom, Charlie Cope. I like that.
It took me a while to see them because they're a little bit lower.
Right.
But the obviously for me, the musicians, you got Prince, Cobain, Slash. I don't really know so much about like Ed Sheeran, that kind of poppy stuff, but Slash, Cobain, Prince. You know, Prince being just the all-time greatest. And then he's right next to Muhammad Ali, and I'm actually a huge Ali fan.
Oh,
He's
really?
A very different kind of all-time greatest.
Yeah.
That's baller, man. Dang. Have we talked about Ali last time? Because I don't think we have.
No, we didn't.
Okay.
We didn't.
I thought you. No, I don't think you
No, we
did.
did,
If
we
not,
did.
let's recap
Yeah.
what we did. Why Ali? Why you was like, man, I'm a big fan of Ali, and he's the greatest of all time. To you.
To me, it's because not so much because of what he did in the ring.
Right.
It's kind of the person that he was outside of it.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why I kind of admired him. And obviously, we don't know what a celebrity is like because many people. Well, we're on camera right now, but many people are different on camera. And obviously, I'm not gonna go on camera and start talking about my like deepest, darkest like fears or something. I don't think y'all would either. But from what he's presented, what I have seen is what just about everybody has seen is like sticking to your beliefs, even though like the whole world pretty much going against you, like changing your name to Muhammad Ali and not going into the war and stuff like that, like against his belief because it was like against his beliefs.
Yeah. Right.
And then like I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I do believe that a lot of civil rights activists, especially in the 60s, that had mysterious deaths. Weren't mysterious.
Now we talking. Now we talking. I like this. Now we talking.
I was gonna start keep talking.
I mean, a lot of people had just mysterious deaths that weren't really
Of course.
like their personalities and very opportune times for where, because they were very anti-government. Most of them were.
Right,
Sam Cooke, for example, he was one of the biggest pop stars of all time, and they found him with hookers and drugs, which they did, they did look into it, and he never had any drugs in his system, but it was around his body. Yeah. Just from what I know,
it's like that Dave Chappelle joke. The spreads with crack on them.
Yeah, exactly. Crack on it. Yeah, that's exactly what it seems like. And people kept asking him like, "Are you scared? Do you need like some sort of bodyguard?" And he was like, "No, all I need is like my faith with me." And if I think part of that is because he was so largely looked in the spectacle of America and the audience, really the whole world.
Damn.
That if there was another, accidental death, it would have been too obvious.
Yeah, way too obvious.
And there's just a hit list for anybody who tries to enact change that maybe isn't best financially wanted by a lot of politicians or whoever. It just would have been too obvious.
I love it.
But it's still super dangerous for him. And
it's true.
Yeah, he did. I mean, just talking about Ali, I mean, like you said, like him not going to the army and things like that. I mean, he gave up boxing. Like he trained and trained for that. And they stripped him of his title.
Yep.
And he had to wait. Finally, when he was eligible to go back into it, he had to fight and claw his way back to being a champion again. And that's why I admire him, because they took everything away from you just because you were standing up for what you believed in. And it's not like what he believed in was so far-fetched. I mean, he definitely had a point. I mean,
he didn't like killing people.
Yeah,
that's not too strange.
Yeah, no, I know, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's that crazy, but I will also say, maybe not stir up a big conspiracy or argument or thing.
Right.
I'm not crazy about killing people either. No.
I mean, because I have a cousin say the same thing, like especially like war and everything.
Yeah.
So no, you're not far-fetched. So a lot of people say the same thing that you're saying that you believe in. And I forgot the name of the promotion. I just remember Mid-South Wrestling. That's what it was.
Mid-South Wrestling.
Yeah, kind of.
The tour.
The tour. It was like Mid-South
Yeah.
Wrestling to it. And I was like, damn, those are like terrorism that he was doing. I'm like, damn, go ahead, Charlie.
I'm gonna have to Google it.
Yeah, Mid-South.
Yeah.
But man, boy, you deep in the motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I like this.
I love it. I love how deep you are, man. What questions you got for him, man?
All right, so I'm not gonna talk about the one question. We're gonna save that one for a bit later.
Okay.
I
already forgot what it is, but okay.
Okay. Yes. Good. So I can surprise you later. So man, this tour. Tell us about your tour that you got going on.
Yeah, so this is the 101 day tour. It is 102 days. I'm kidding. It's 101 days. It's mainly across the South, like I said, all across Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. So 6 states.
Wow.
I'm playing shows, and I'm also doing terrific podcasts just like this one, and radio interviews and magazine interviews and all that sort of thing in just about every city or general area that I'm going to.
Wow.
And playing for all the great and amazing people that come out and hear me.
That's cool.
So far in your tour, is there a place that you've played at that you had a lot of good energy?
Ooh, that's a damn good question.
And it brought it out of you on stage? Any places like that?
There was one point in Abilene, I actually got to open up for one of my favorite bands, Flatland Cavalry.
Okay.
And I had 2 shows that day, and I was playing like a lot earlier, and it was hot. Like when I was setting up equipment, I put my equipment down. It was just like a mic stand or something. I put it down, and when I came back to pick it up, just like a second later, it was like too hot to touch, and I like burned my hand.
Ooh.
That's how hot it was.
Yeesh.
And I'm wearing this all the time. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's really this long hair, which I can't stand. Yeah.
So I curl mine up.
Yeah.
That's why,
Yeah.
It's still hot.
Yeah, it's hard.
They also, no one ever told me I was opening up for Flatland Cavalry.
Really?
So I just got there, played the show, and then I played another show right next door.
Oh wow.
And after I got off the second show, I was in my van, just exhausted, just sitting in the driver's seat, about to go back to the Airbnb. I was just sitting there for a minute, just. That sounds familiar. Because I was like right next door.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like a really good cover band. That's a Flatland song. And then I got, that's not a cover band. That's really them. I just opened up for Flatland Cavalry, and I had no idea.
Wow.
Whoa.
Like while I was doing it,
Right.
Or at least I was opening up for the people that were opening up. I was one of the openers for Flatland Cavalry.
Wow, still.
That's
amazing.
cool. Yeah.
So did you go back in and like listen? I was like, man, I gotta check these boys out, man.
Yeah. No.
Or you like bump them, go back to the Airbnb, and then.
I went back to the Airbnb, but I did kind of regret it. It was insane because there was like cars coming from like all over. It was just packed. It was like in a field kind of.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
So it was just like insane. Like I don't think I could have even like seen their faces if I had tried to.
Damn.
Wow.
And there was like a bunch of people like got in like car wrecks and stuff. I heard.
Oh.
So I was kind of glad.
Yeah, I think you guys have been
lucky.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! So, are you playing like small towns or big towns when you play?
Yes. I love the big cities because there's a lot more people to draw from.
Of course.
Obviously.
Right.
It's just a lot cooler. You know, you're saying you're playing in Houston or New Orleans, rather than Cranfield's Gap, which nobody knows. You do.
Yeah,
I saw your eyes. No one knows where that is.
Find it on the map, please. Girl.
Yeah. Oh no.
I didn't know where it was either till I got there the day of. But
wow.
Well, I looked it up first.
Of course.
Yeah. But the big cities are cool because obviously you get to it's kind of cool when talking about it.
Right.
And like, oh, I've never been to New Orleans. I'm very excited to play in New Orleans. But the small towns are probably a little bit better for my acoustic show because this is all an acoustic tour.
Oh, okay.
Being 90% acoustic tour. So just being one-man shows. I don't know, it is a little bit better because, one, there's no other events to draw from. I'm like the only thing happening in...
Oh, so you the man.
Yeah, exactly.
You the man that night.
Oh, everybody's coming in like, oh, that guy, I heard that guy on like an actual radio. Yeah, I'm going to see him. Yeah. But that and, it's everyone's kind of a lot more appreciative of it.
Oh, okay.
I feel you.
And just something about small towns, they tend to like Americana music a little bit more. I know my genre is not very well known.
Right.
Yeah.
I asked somebody on the way here when I bought my Nas, and I was like, so about the interview, Americana singer. You ever heard of it? He said, I've heard of the genre. If I listened to it, I probably know. And I was like, oh. But he was a younger guy, too.
Yeah.
So to be fair, he was younger than us. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, I get you. I'm only 12. I get you.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of chia seeds.
Yeah.
So you come out every time you go to small towns like
Marvel upon me, gaze upon me.
We're like a toga or some shit.
More like a denim toga.
Yeah.
Then he just guitar.
As soon as I got on the charts. Oh yeah. Before that, I'm just some dude. Now, yeah.
I'm that dude.
Now that dude. I like it.
That's cool, dude. Man.
Yeah. So now, because last time we interviewed you, your album Americana was coming out. So now can you talk about it? 'Cause before you couldn't really talk about your inspiration and things about it.
Yeah.
So now the album it's out in the world,
Yes.
it's out in the open, it's out in the atmosphere. So break it down for us.
Americana and Whatever's Left. It's a 14 song plus an intro track, so 15 tracks record project I was working on for 7 years. I was working on for a very long time. I put my blood, heart, sweat, and money into it. Everything I had, I went into it. There's just some amazing musicians. I can't believe, I had a Grammy winner on this record.
Wow.
Andrew Duncan on the saxophone. He was awesome. I mean, I had just really amazing folks playing on this record. Mr. Nobody, who's actually from Houston, good buddy of mine, co-wrote Whiskey 8 Talking with me years ago. Okay. And played guitar on it and Let Me Go Easy on that one and on Let Me Go Easy. I don't know, it's kind of hard talking about the whole thing because it's been like 8 months now, and I realize people still ask me questions about it, and that's great. And I love it, and it's still on the radio every day and everything. I appreciate that.
I know you're loving that.
Yes.
Oh, I know you're loving that.
Oh, yeah.
Shit, I made this song.
So, side quest question.
Yeah.
So have you heard your own music on the radio?
Yeah. Many times.
Yeah. How was that feeling? The first time you heard it, man. How did that feel?
Well, the very first time I was like 15, I think. I couldn't play for anything, and it wasn't actually music I recorded. It was just like an interview I did.
Oh, okay.
And I took like an acoustic guitar and I played a couple songs, and I had some friends with me who were on the radio. And I remember I was so nervous, I was shaking. And I was sweating just so much, and like you couldn't see, like it was on the radio because you couldn't see me, but like my knees were shaking, and for whatever reason I said my name weird. I said it like I'm Charlie Coe, and it was just really weird. And a bunch of guys from high school heard it, was making fun of me for it, and But during part of the interview, I wasn't even the one talking. I hardly did any talking. My friend Chelsea did like 90% of it.
Oh wow.
Because I guess she saw there's Charlie's not okay. But the guy that was doing the interview, he looked towards me and he mouthed the words like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?"
Oh,
I was just like, because I couldn't say it on the I didn't want everyone to hear. But I was young and I was nervous. But that was the first time I actually heard myself, and obviously was not super proud of it. But when I first heard AWOL, Americana Whenever It's Left, AWOL on the radio, it was What About You, the first single. And I was out in Midland somewhere. It had just released. I did not know it was going to get on the radio that quickly. A lot of great people that I was working with did a really great job of that. And I was just listening to a bunch of the smaller towns, radio stations, just trying to get a vibe of what's going on in this town that I've never been in before. It was my first solo tour. And they didn't say anything, like announce it or anything. They just played it. And I almost got into a wreck. There was nobody around me, but I was just, oh my god.
That's cool.
Like, I was like,
well, that's not cool, bro. That's not cool, but it's like, oh god.
But no, I was just freaking out and was like, what do I do? Do I stop? Do I pull
my hands? What do I do?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Put around, bro.
Well, we had a lot of fun out there. Yeah. But no, I was like, do I pull over and tell a bunch of strangers? Because I'm in a town.
People, you hear this?
Turn it all the way up. Yeah.
Jay, turn your radio station. You don't need to hear that.
Yeah.
Throw that out. Listen to this.
Yeah.
That's amazing, man.
But now, like I said, it's on different radio stations every day other than Christmas season, and so I hear it and I turn it off now.
What?
Really? Yeah, I hear it because it's it's my voice.
I understand.
And you know that voice in your head that's just like, you're not good enough, you didn't do a good job as you could have.
Or that artist voice is like, I could have done this better, I could have done, fucking perfectionist. And it's not you being perfectionist, it's that artist.
That's the artist brain, man.
I know how it is.
Also,
we all do. As creatives, we all do.
Right, and like I said, I did this released 8 months ago, but you have to, when you're doing it professionally as this, you're just doing it like in your bedroom and then put it on YouTube. That's one thing, but if you're doing it professionally like this and getting it on the radio and long-term stuff, and it takes a very long time. Like I said, 7 years. So just listening back, and like I could do it so much better now. Every part of that, and my musicians, my drummer and I talk about it all the time. We're like, what we would give to just be able to re-record those songs, but we have a whole another bunch of more projects coming up, which I shouldn't be talking about. But
hey, that's it.
But part of the artist thing, part of just because I could do it better now, and I do it better now every night.
Yeah, cool.
But the biggest thing is because all these songs are a true story. And it's one larger true story, kind of like each song is like a chapter.
Really? Yeah. I mean, you told us that last time.
Yeah. And we said with the same jinx.
You owe each other a call.
Yeah. But what was that?
The album.
Yeah. So listening to it, and it's all one true story and a bunch of smaller chapters of a larger story.
Right.
It is a little depressing for me to hear. These are like. These are love songs, and it's just like, it's like a photo album of you and your ex-girlfriend. It's like the last thing you want to look at, especially when you have practiced these songs every day for now coming on 8 years, and you're playing them every night. So the last thing you want to hear is that again, and then you're looking at your photo album of you and your last relationship. That's the last thing.
Oh my god, it's not as tiring. It's like, that part sad, that was cool, but sad.
It's a cool guitar solo over sad shit.
Nice guitar solo over my lifetime. So how do you purge those feelings? Like, how do you...
Oh, you don't.
You don't? So you...
No, you use them. You gotta funnel them.
Word.
Yeah. So when I'm playing, sometimes I'm thinking about food. But sometimes I'm thinking, and on other voices, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. I don't know if I can curse.
You can curse.
Don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it up. I like your response to, can I curse? Hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. Do that.
But like guitar solos. My guitar solo's coming. It's a new time we're doing it. Like it's a new song, or it's the new. I don't usually do a guitar solo here, and don't fuck it up. But also, you know, you gotta funnel that pain, that agony, that hurt, or that joy, that any emotion that you have in it, because you're trying not necessarily instill that onto other people, but you're trying to connect, or at least I'm trying to connect with others, and you know, see anything that they were going through or anything similar. You know, they're not alone in it. And, a lot of people I didn't word that too well, but a lot of people just feel, you know, when they're going through something, they just feel alone. You know, they feel misunderstood. And even if, you know, what I have gone through is different, I am trying to connect with those people, especially those that don't want to talk about it, make them feel a little bit more understood, a little less alone. And so you have to put that emotion into it. You have to put that soul into it. I think last time we y'all called the episode Heart and Soul.
Heart and Soul, yep.
Yeah, you gotta put that heart and soul into it.
Of course.
So unfortunately, sometimes you gotta relive those memories on stage, and that does kind of mess with you.
Yeah.
But it's so worth it after people come up and tell me, you know, like, my wife and I got married to this song, or that song I use on
that's player, man. I can't even lie. Like that's
that'd be an awesome feeling.
Or this one helped me get through a breakup, or you know, because a lot of people know I'm a recovering addict. So when someone's having a hard time quitting drinking or quitting drugs or whatever, and they're having a bad day, they listen to this song or that song, and you know, just because sometimes, you know, you do think like, I could have been a doctor, I could have built buildings, I could have, you know, helped people, but instead I'm just singing songs to a bunch of drunks. But then every now and a good portion of it I am.
Two things can be true.
But every now and then someone will come up and tell me how, you know, this song changed their life, or you know, made their life better, or helped them get through a tough situation, or whatever, and it just really kind of puts in perspective, you know, all those people that you don't see that's on the other side of Spotify or the radio, or you know, that's maybe in the back of the room that is singing along every word, you just can't see or hear them.
Yeah, of course.
So it's a pretty cool feeling.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, that's the cool thing about music, man. Like you said, it touches everybody, man, and that has to be the best feeling ever, that your music can do that for people, man. So kudos to you, because you make some soulful, powerful stuff, man. You really do, man.
That's
you do, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Shoot, that's part of the reason why we do like the music part of podcast, because like actually I met him in band class in high school. Well, then you know, him and another buddy. Well, me and my friends' ass. Had a wrestling match. That's how we kind of like, we're friends. Like, but you have to hit me like that. Oh, shit. But like the power of music though. Getting back to it, like I realized that back in high school. Even though you started 6th grade too, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you probably did too, right? Like you was in band in high school. I
was not in band or choir, but they did put me in music class for a little while because I just moved in. It was like the only thing open.
Oh, okay. Because I know, like I think in Texas, like we started playing instruments in 6th grade. So like intermediate school, I guess in certain places. And then it goes on to like forever. So I played like in 6th grade, didn't do 7th grade for whatever weird reason, then 8th on up. And I know you probably did like 8 years, I think.
Yeah. Well,
6 years, my man.
What'd you play?
6 years.
I'll play the trombone.
I played the saxophone.
If you look up, my wife thought it would be funny.
Oh yeah.
A trombone standing for me, and a reindeer saxophone player for Jeremy.
Would you play tenor?
Alto. Tenor sometimes the concert seasons, but alto like marching season, like in high school. I played the baritone, that big old Lisa Simpson sax. The only one I didn't play is the soprano.
What was that? A baritone, or was she just small?
It was a baritone, but you know, they drew it like so small, cause like the way the neck looked, that's how I could tell it was a baritone. Cause it's like it goes out, down, back up, and then back down for like the for the bell of the saxophone. And that's what it was. It was just a shrunken big, because you see how fat it was. It was a shrunken baritone saxophone that she was playing. That's how I knew it was a baritone saxophone.
You know, I used to watch those like all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah, right.
That's like what I grew up on. And I used to know like every word that was coming up because we had all the DVDs. That's what for the young people out there, before we had, back when Netflix came in the mail in the form of a VHS tape.
The days.
Yeah. The binging was you had all the DVDs.
Yeah.
And you would brag about it because, like, look, I can watch them in order. I don't have to watch commercials. Look at this. How interesting is this?
Oh, like
you
cassettes, man.
Yeah.
We like the VHSs, and then you got DVDs, and DVDs was the shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So many hours on Netflix DVDs. It's ridiculous. It's so crazy that happened. Now, I was looking at Netflix. I think you still can get DVDs now, but I feel
for real?
I feel like a chump. Like, maybe sign up for the DVD subscription, please.
It wait like 3 days after you order it.
Yeah.
Like 3 days to come in, and boom, you got it. You watch it like maybe once or twice, and then send it back in. Oh man, damn, that was like over a decade ago.
No,
Times have changed.
Wow.
Times have changed. Oh my god. We sound like dinosaurs, aren't we?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm only 21 and I'm
You're 20.
Yeah.
You're 21. Damn, I'm 35.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Wait a minute, that's another question. So you're 21. You watched The Simpsons?
Yeah.
Wow, I'm like there was surprised.
Dude.
I know The Simpsons is super popular, obviously, because
I
it's
was
been
about
on for 30 years.
Yeah,
But-
since 89, bro.
Wait, anybody that's young, I asked them if I would like reference a Simpson joke. No, even like my kids, I'll be like, hey, you know, that one time that Michael Jackson was on The Simpsons, I was telling them about that.
Happy birthday, Lisa.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes. See,
That's
it's
why you- that's why you
I was
man.
singing that to them and telling them like, you're old. What are The Simpsons?
Yeah.
I'm like, you
It still plays.
I'm like, you
Yeah.
heathens, you know what this is.
Oh my god. I like those kids sometimes. Not sure it's not just that generation sometimes. You're the good one.
Yeah.
You're the good one
I'm
in that
telling you,
generation,
man, I've got an old soul, man. Everything I do is just old school.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that, man. It's not like the old school, man. Nothing like the old school, baby. Shoot. So I know you said back the last time we interviewed you didn't watch a lot of stuff because obviously you didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Albums coming out, got the promo. I understand that. Did you at least have some time to watch something new that came out? And if so, what was it, or what were they? And what was like out of all that? What was the favorite thing? Well, what's your favorite show or movie that you watch? Since you had, if you had the time to do it, because I know you still touring and whatnot.
Still the man.
If I question it, if I ask the question right for you.
Like what do I like watching?
No, like something that's new that came out. Cause like I remember you ain't had enough time. Last time we talked to you, you was like, "Dog, I really don't have enough time to watch nothing." Cause you, like I said, an album's coming out. Have you had time to watch anything? So with that question, and then if so, like, what was it? And like, or what were they?
Yeah.
More than one thing. If so, what was the favorite thing that you enjoyed watching?
I don't know about much new stuff. I know you guys are mostly like, like superheroes and Dragon Ball and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Really don't. I think I haven't seen Doctor Strange yet. I want to.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
It's good. It's all I'm saying.
Cool. It's so cool.
I've seen a lot of spoilers online, and I wish I didn't, but they're just all over the place.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
Nice understanding.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
In a couple weeks, we're about to definitely be responsible for some
Yeah.
spoilers, 'cause we did a podcast with some people, and I'm editing it now, and I'm spoiling the mess out of Doctor Strange. But continue.
Go ahead.
I think the only like superhero thing I saw Moon Knight.
Oh,
I liked it. It was really good.
Just watched that. I think last Sunday.
That
It
was
is
an
good.
acting. He put on an
Yeah,
acting
he
clinic,
did.
man.
Just like the little subtleties that he did
Right.
was really great. Like
Oh, it was wonderful.
just like the personality things, like the facial expressions in between,
Yeah, that's
like
gotta be
Mark
hard.
and Steven, and that was
Right. And even like the backstory behind that was dope too.
Yeah.
Like who became who, and he was like, oh shit, I'm
Yeah.
that guy. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna put too much out there. And you would think to yourself like, he's that guy. I'm like, oh wow. So that man. Okay, so you did watch some cool stuff.
Oh yeah, and you picked a really good one to watch, man. The Moon Knight was really dope. Some people were kind of complaining about, especially towards the end. They didn't like the which I kind of didn't really care for him either, but the show was still really great. They didn't like the villain, the old man. Old man with the style.
Man.
I didn't really care.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I didn't really,
Yeah.
I didn't really care for his villain. They just, I was so fascinated by Moon Knight, man, and his character, and like Steven, like the way that he changed his voice to have this crazy British accent to this rough assassin accent, just at the drop of a hat, especially towards the end, he was just going back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is a clinic, and the whole thing with his mom.
Yeah.
On the phone, I was just like,
Yeah.
I was like, that's deep. That's deep. I don't want to spoil it, even though y'all should have seen this already.
On that TV show, remind me. I don't know. No. You might not remember this because you're 21. Remember Kung Fu? That old TV show Kung Fu.
Oh
that
my God.
The guy that plays Bill on Kill Bill.
That's funny.
He looks just like the guy on Kung Fu. And I'm like, put like a picture of that just for you when you watch this episode.
Okay.
Yeah, he looked just like the guy that plays Bill from Kill Bill. But that guy played this guy named, I don't know the name of the guy, but it's a TV show Kung Fu. It's this Kung Fu fighter who just travels. He's just like some nomad. He just travels. He looked just like that guy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And I was like, and I told him, wait, that guy look like that guy from Kung Fu. She goes, holy shit, you're right, Jeremy.
That's funny.
Yeah, man. Getting back to like Ethan Hawke's character, I mean,
He was.
I had to have no over the top villains.
Yeah, I just like the one scene when he was talking to Kishnu, the Moon Knight god or his vessel or whatever, and he would just tell him like, "This is your fault that this is happening. So I'm thanking you in advance for me taking over the world." Like I just like that little monologue, that little scene. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, and like he was like trapped and he couldn't do
Yeah.
it. Yeah, that was good.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. I was like, oh, man.
I mean, if people complaining, it's better than the Mandarin on Iron Man 3.
No.
Anything is better than the Mandarin on Iron Man 3. Are you kidding me? Oh, I just want to punch my camera down. I can't. Oh my God. Did we watch? Oh, we watched. Was it Iron Man 2 or Iron Man 3 we watched together when you came back home from, when you were in the Army and you came home?
I want to say 2.
No, it was 3.
It was 3?
It was 3. Because it was, so we went, he came home,
Yeah.
he got to my apartment at the time at like midnight. We went to the midnight show to watch Iron Man 3. And we were so excited because Iron Man 1 and 2,
They were great.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Man, we watched this Iron Man 3 movie.
Y'all didn't like Iron Man 3? I thought that was the best Iron Man.
No.
It's the villain, dude.
The villain, the swerve killed it for me. Like, so we're like 90s babies, man. Like watching the Iron Man cartoon, we learned.
The Adventure Hour with Stan Lee, back on like UPN when that was a thing.
Yeah, so we learned about Iron Man then. We learned about his villain, the leader, right? And so with Iron Man 3, they're teasing that one guy. Remember the one guy that's sitting in the chair? And he's like, he was pretending to be this bad guy, but it really was the nerdy scientist dude was a bad guy.
Yeah.
And so I remember reading so many blogs and everything like that. When they casted the dude, they're like, oh, he's perfect. He's going to be the leader. He has 10 rings. Oh, man, it's going to be so cool. And then we're watching the movie and they just like, nah, we just playing.
Yeah, like supposed to be the
this guy's a bad guy.
Man had these power rings,
Yeah.
and he's sitting there fighting Iron Man, like watching, like I said, the Marvel Hour back when we was like, we're 90s kids.
Yeah.
And like it was, I never forget the Marvel Hour, which they had like Stan Lee, and like, hello, true believers, and it was like, they had what was it? First they'll play Fantastic Four, and then after that Iron Man, and like first 30 minutes started with Stan Lee, then that, and then like the second 30 minutes, it was like, oh, he's gonna fight the Destiny Mandarin. Check it out, kids.
Yeah.
And that's what happened, right? So we like, eating both cereal, probably in underwear, watching, Sunday morning cartoons.
Yep.
And then here we are as adults, years later, and like, oh, cool, the Mandarin line is like this actor who was talking hot shit. Like he's Saddam, Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, he was
doing
spicy.
One of these mixtapes.
Yeah, he was spicy.
Yeah, he was mad spicy with it, and then come to find out he ain't shit. And that's why. Now, like them suits, now, I get what you're saying, why it's a great movie.
Yeah.
Those suits.
The suit at the end, that was really cool.
They made it. So I get why you said that. I was like, okay, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm all like, that villain was total trash.
Yeah, that villain was not it, man.
And I like how he had to go on like this journey without his suit.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was cool. It was because it's obviously explosions and action is cool, but there needs to be like a build up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You gotta have that. That makes your story great, man. That's the difference between a okay movie and just a masterpiece, man.
Right.
Is that right there? Robert Downey Jr., man.
Oh my God.
He embodied. He is Iron Man. Like I can never look. Even by reading the comics, like when I see an Iron Man that doesn't look like Robert Downey Jr., like I'm not respecting it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, and those old not comics, those old TV shows you were talking about,
right.
The old Iron Man. I remember watching the old '90s Iron Man, the
Hulk. Yeah.
But I mean, obviously, when I watched them, there were reruns.
Yeah.
Right. But I loved the '90s Spider-Man.
Oh, that's the best.
Yes.
And the '90s X-Men.
Oh
my God.
You named the top 2.
Oh yeah.
God tier.
You named the ghosts, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I don't know if you know, they're actually bringing that X-Men cartoon back.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're bringing it back, so it's going to continue after the last episode.
Because the last episode was named Graduation.
Yeah, it's going to continue right after that.
Did you like the new anime style though? Like it was last season? They look shiny.
Yeah,
they look like Rob Liefeld drew them motherfuckers. But
real
like
big. Yeah.
Oh, which he's the guy made Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a very long time.
But I remember like they changed the art style from like the early episodes as you remember, and then later on there was like real shiny and like vibrant colors. I was like,
well, you said it was the last season.
It was last season. Yes.
Yeah. So there were 5. So there were 5 seasons. The last one, was some, I guess, different animators. Maybe they changed or something like that.
Well, they're probably either they got a lot of money and they like finally we can do what we want, or they ran out of money and that's probably why it was the last season.
I don't know. I just know it changed. It was like, that looks too glossy or whatever. It looked too shiny and new.
Or maybe that's why it canceled.
Yeah, I was like, kids are blind now.
Like, we can't, man. Kids can't even watch your show, man. They gotta turn the dark setting all the way down on TV to watch this.
Speaking of X-Men, have you seen? This used to be on G4 TV. Kids, do your Googles. It's kind of still
G4 TV. Oh, G4 TV is back now.
But not like a channel. It's like some like YouTube thing or whatever.
I don't know what that is.
So you don't even know what it is. It used to be oh wow. Okay, so yeah. So G4 TV back in the day, like I'm talking about like its early age, was the actual video game channel.
Is it a video game channel?
Yes. And then they actually like merged with Tech TV, which that was the thing back in the day. Yeah. And they tried to do like selling like a show about tech, but they still just kept on the whole video game stuff. They had shows like Cheat, which Cheats was like a show about cheat codes.
Yeah.
Bullshit you not. Portal, that was another TV show. Cold Monkeys, one of my favorite shows.
That's a show.
That's my show. Attack of the Show. Other TV shows that was like video game related and like pop culture stuff, and they always like did like a lot of E3 host stuff like every June, which E3 I think is going on right now. Somewhat, but not really. Yeah, that's a whole different story.
Yeah.
But like it was a TV channel about video games. And then towards the dying years of it, right? They must have to deal with Marvel, which I don't know how to do that. They had a TV show, they had Blade, they had X-Men, and they had Logan. No, they had an Iron Man show too, didn't they?
Yeah.
Okay, so they had 4 shows. They were animated by Japanese animators, dude. Matter of fact, 2 of those you can find on Netflix right now.
X-Men and
Wolverine.
So it was just like anime style that you would see, but it was X-Men.
But it was like
it was super good. I definitely love X-Men. Is my favorite one out of all of them.
Of course.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, you like looking at the boobs because all women like big boobs. Like Japanese guys got big old boobies.
use all the pencil on that.
Man, they use because Storm had what's her name? The psychic chick. What's her name? Not Psylocke, but
Jean.
No, god damn it, Emma Frost.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Emma Frost. Emma Frost always looks like a snack and everything.
Like, just big boobies, like dirty Japanese guys, right?
Check it out, what I know what was going through their heads.
Yeah, of course.
Well, yeah, but like at what meeting they're like, all right, we're gonna make a new show for some kids. That looks good. Yeah. Cool. Yep. Make them bigger. We need something that would, if they turned right towards the TV, it would poke the kids' eyes out.
Just in case.
Yeah.
There you go. But yeah, man, check that out too, bro.
Yeah.
Like, get a chance. Yeah. Like, Netflix.
Yeah.
You got a subscription, right?
No.
That's okay. Somebody, you know somebody got it. Remember X-Men. Just say X-Men, cartoon, the Japanese cartoon.
Yeah.
You'll find it.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I haven't really. I don't have the time anymore, as we were talking about earlier.
Man, oh, shit,
but also, I mean, it comes to cartoons. I don't know if I could stand looking at that for like that long. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when I was a kid, I was way into it, and it's cool. And like I saw like Marvel's What If, and that was cool because it was only a few episodes. But watching a whole cartoon after a while, like. I started watching Cheers a little while ago, and I couldn't even get to the first season.
Really? Wow. You're busy.
Yeah,
I'm tired.
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Trust me, I get like 2 hours a day. That's like the minimum. Myself,
I would love 2 hours off a day.
Really? Oh man.
Yeah, I don't even have a TV.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Shoot, so I understand how you feel. And then like I gotta try to do the light editing sometimes of podcasts. And I'm like, well, here, just put like names
because we so in the beginning he did a lot of the editing, and then I started doing some, and now we're just like we're tag teaming it because we're both so busy, man. We both have like I say over a full-time job. Like, we don't just have a full-time job. Our job is over full-time. It's over 9,000. Plus, we're parents. Each of us have 3 kids.
Yeah.
And a wife. Yeah. They act like they like us sometimes. So they want to talk to us.
Yeah.
So we're super busy.
That's bad when we then we want to do something like, oh, I love you. And I'm like,
as soon as I'm in the middle of, I get to finally sit down and edit this podcast. Babe, have I told you how much I love you today? I'm like, any other time, like, I hate you. Get away from me.
Hope you ain't going through that.
Yeah.
No, I do have a girlfriend, but it ain't like that.
Just general.
Yeah, like we'll like watch Modern Family or something, and I will sometimes have to do work while we're watching Modern Family. Like all the flyer, like I have about 160 some odd shows this year. You know, each one has a flyer. Each week has a flyer. Each month. This is the first time I've ever had 2 tours in 1 year. Right before this one started, I had a different tour. Nice. And this is also my longest tour I've ever had, and it's going the farthest it's ever gone. So I'm extremely busy, and projects which I can't talk too much about. I can say there are projects. There are projects, but
top secret.
Yeah, top secret.
Cruising fam.
Yo, what up?
Man, it's time. We told y'all last week, we're going to tell you again this week.
And this time we here together to tell you, Jack.
Man, the strongest tag team, the strongest podcast in the game, Fusion. You see this? Ooh.
Sit.
We have gotten chosen to be podcast partners for Comic Palooza year 2022.
Say it again, 2022.
Man, check us out. It's going to be July 15th through the 17th.
Yup.
Come check your boys out. We will be potting somewhere in the building.
Yup.
It's going to be great.
More details to come. We'll probably tell you where it's at when we get them details. But we think we're your partners, son. What's up?
We are partner. Yeah, it's time, man. We're so happy for this. We can't wait. July 15th through the 17th. Come watch your boys pot in their glory, because this going to be good.
Oh, yeah. And if you didn't hear them the first 2 times, it's July 15th to the 17th. The year 2022 at the Houston Comic Palooza.
Yes, sir. The Georgia R. Brown, man. Get your tickets at comicpalooza.com.
Yep.
Get your tickets, man. You better get them, man. Trust me, it's going to be an event. You can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
All right, man. Well, it's Fusion High. We can't wait to see y'all. But we out, though.
So, what's next for you, bro?
Next, we do have a few projects. Like I said, they're a little top secret. We tried to do it once. I have to go back and redo some stuff, so we got delayed a little bit. Like I've said a bunch of times online and a bunch of other interviews, we've got a bunch of music videos coming out. They have been delayed again and again because I had an allergic reaction to the COVID vaccine like the day before we were supposed to shoot the first one.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and since then, really, I've been on tour for like ever. So, because right before this tour started, I had a completely different one. So it's been a little difficult to shoot music videos, but with a couple of days in between shows, I'm actually going to be able to go home and redo them. So those will be coming out soon. Music videos for songs from Americana, whatever's left.
Okay. Still do more promotion for it to kind of still boost it a little bit.
Right, and now I don't look like a giant strawberry, so...
Oh, that's a reaction?
Was your face like swollen?
It was swollen, it was red, and I like completely broke out like I was 14 again.
Oh gosh.
Oh, man.
I did a show with actually some guys I like. One of the guys I like, he's a country singer. I'm not really a country singer, but it was the name is slipping from me. I played with him a couple of times now. Rich O'Toole. I opened up for Rich O'Toole, and there was a couple other people there. There was a really great show. It was in Fort Worth. It was probably about once a month I'll have like a really big show, and that was one of them.
Okay.
And it was while I was all jacked up.
Oh, wow.
And I was a little nervous, and there was a lot of lights and everything. You could see me really clearly. Oh. And luckily I have the beard, so it hides some of it. That was actually one of the original reasons of the beard in high school, so it hides some of that.
I ain't mad at that, bro.
But like when I was in high school, me and one of the girls I was dating at the time, not one of the girl I was dating at the time, like we snuck out of school to go watch him play at the NRG Stadium.
Wow.
And so now I'm opening up for him, and I opened up for him, and I was all jacked up, swollen and everything. I looked all funky. And some people online were like commenting at one of the pictures.
Oh, man.
Like you look like a giant strawberry. You look like a pizza. All kinds of stuff.
Oh my God.
People are cruel.
Or go find him online. I look like a what now?
I thought it was hilarious.
That's funny.
Dang, man. How long did it take you to recover?
Well, I didn't feel bad or anything. I just looked bad.
Yeah. Oh, really?
But it took a really long, almost a month.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was really weird. But apparently a few people have had it, but it's really, really, really
you
hard.
don't really hear about it.
It's
rare. It's so rare. It's like,
yeah.
I get that.
Like I said, it's not like I was ill or anything or felt bad or.
Really?
Yeah, it was just looked weird and really annoying.
It's really annoying.
Yeah, really annoying. Trying to go, I had a bunch of first dates around that time, and I was just.
Oh, word!
Because I had just gotten back from my tour. That's why I did it then. My last tour, it was back in August.
Right.
And so as soon as I got home, I did it. And then after 2 weeks, I had to get another one. And so it did. Yeah, that's probably why it didn't go away so quickly.
Oh man,
they probably thought you were catfishing them. Like, man, you sent me a picture, you look like this. Now I see you.
So you wore your hair real low during the tour? I knew you did. With the show, this
how far
trying to scruff up the beard to make it cover everything.
Oh God, look like the Cowardly Lion. I take that look right now.
It looked like my whole face had herpes.
Oh, good Lord.
That's funny. Oh man. So, Jay, before you got here, I was talking with Charlie, and I was telling him I had a question for him.
Okay.
So I was telling him about our interview with Doug, aka Mr. In Your Face.
Okay.
And we were talking about how, so we're all creatives in this room, and we're all trying to get our stuff out there. And I was gonna ask you, so did you have a moment, which I'm sure you have, and how did you react to the moment of where you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. You're doing everything right, man. You're writing your songs. You're putting your songs out there. You're talented, which of course you are. But maybe at that time, the public wasn't receptive to it. How did you deal with that?
Yeah, so while Americana Was Left is my professional debut, but I did actually have a really terrible one that came out before it. It was called Good Time Charlie. It was just crappy. It was terrible. I was 16. I only knew a couple guitar chords, and I didn't know how to sing the actual notes. I was just kind of rolling with it. It was awful, as you could probably expect. I didn't know how to play. I really didn't.
Right.
And but I worked really hard on it, and it was just awful. And I got made fun of for a lot for it and everything, but. And I'll use two different examples.
Sure.
Because at this point, I sucked. And looking back on it, I sucked. So it's fair. It's kind of not what you're saying, but I feel weird. I'm trying to look at both of y'all.
You're good.
And so I don't know who. Yeah.
No, he asked questions. Look at him. Man. Look at him.
All right. So I won't look at the. All right. But no. So when I didn't get super positive feedback from that, I was actually glad. That because now I know what to work on. But my biggest problem with that was the negative feedback was just general. It's just bad. And I was like, okay, what's bad?
Yeah.
What is wrong? Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, it's just bad. I'm like, well, you're no help. Yeah. Next. But but also that just general feedback that wasn't super helpful in the moment was helpful more in the long run because it was one of the things one of the many things that pushed me to work. At that point, after that, I was so embarrassed, which is a good thing now, because I was practicing 8 hours a day. I would skip school sometimes. I would skip school every day. But senior year, I skipped a lot of school. Not the entire day every day, but part of the day every day.
I'm not gonna lie. A couple of your interviews, you said, man, that one time I skipped school, man, I skipped school this time.
Yeah. I skipped a lot of school. But, because I would travel in between campuses.
Oh.
So... I was one of the lucky few that could just walk out and I was like, oh no, he's just going to his other class.
Oh shoot.
But both schools thought that. Keyword thought. What are they gonna do now? Take away my diploma? Yeah.
I already got it, sucker. See you later.
But then with AWOL and the singles that came out, leading up to it that were on it, I did get some positive and negative feedback, mainly positive. But I was really looking for that negative. I was going, pushing for it and looking for it in particular because I wanted to know what to work on. I knew I wasn't as good as I wanted to be, and I was nowhere near where I am now, and I know I can get much better, but I wanted to know what is it exactly. What is it? I would ask people that, just listen to music and people that were actual professionals.
Oh, wow,
and I
okay.
would, I've been studying with opera singers and that sort of thing, and I've been just trying to get it exactly down. And you can hear such a huge difference between the songs we recorded first and last, like Waller County, my voice versus Use Somebody, for example. It's just huge difference. And if you come watch me play, it's again a huge difference. And hopefully, it'll be like that on every project in the future. But even with a negative reaction from people as a whole, an audience as a whole, maybe not the people I'm trying to market towards, Americana isn't very popular. Especially in Texas, people think I'm a country singer.
Okay. Yeah, they're trying to put you in a box.
Right, yeah. And that's cool. It's whatever. I've been called worse.
Yeah, no, they gotta put some respect in your music, man.
Yeah, dude.
But people saying, "Oh no, I only like rap or pop or whatever the kids are listening to these days."
Right.
And that is fine because people that only like pop and only like rap, a lot of times they're saying, "I don't like this kind of music." But that was a really badass violin solo, or that was really cool how you just screams there for 30 seconds. That was whatever.
Yeah.
Or this line was just amazing, whatever, and that's really cool. But people that don't necessarily like this kind of music, they're still giving me positive feedback or negative feedback in that terms of how I can get better. And then with the later stuff, I stopped getting that. And that actually messed with me. And even people that were still saying, this is not the kind of music I like, the people that were, and I kind of mentioned this earlier, and I felt bad after I say it because I messed up your question.
I like podcasts, bro.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah.
You can do that.
All the people that are coming up to me at shows saying, I drove 4 hours to come to this concert tonight, or I got married to this song, or this song helped me get through a breakup, or, helped me, on a bad days when I'm trying to get sober or whatever. That is, it means so much more for me if one person can not just like it, and hear it, but listen to it, to feel it, and for it to actually change their lives is so much more important to me than a million people just tapping their toes and liking it, saying it's okay.
I feel that.
Wow, yeah. That means a lot.
Yeah.
And I guess you basing that question off that time I was talking to Doug. I was telling him how I feel about a YouTube channel / the audio, because I was telling him, I was asking like did you feel this? Did you feel that? Because I'm gonna tell you the story. I don't know if Chad explained it. So I was asking Doug this because it was based off one time I'm drinking a little mango reader and I'm watching my kids watching a YouTube video of these guys playing video games and they there's no substance to me. Yeah. And it was like them screaming and like subscribe and all that, that bullshit YouTube jargon they got. And so that being said, and I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the views, right? I'm like, it's like 1 million+ views. What the hell? And then the subscribers is almost to 1 million, upper tier and hundreds of thousands. And I'm sitting there and they selling plushies and shit, and I'm going, Chad and I make stuff with substance. We talked, and then around that time, I think after I talked to you, we talked to you. We talked to you, Patrick Hickey Jr., who got something to present the world, and we're trying to present hey, these guys are talented. Watch this, please. And it's what are we doing wrong? And I remember I went outside. I'm drinking a little bit more, and I'm just man, we got better stuff. We got in the single digits at the time. So it's what in the hell are we doing wrong? What can we do? And Chad advertised a little bit. He was paying for advertising on YouTube, not YouTube, but Instagram, and Facebook, and he's people watch the clips, but it's why you not watching the videos? And it's what in the hell do we have to do? So that's why I asked artists like you, or even Doug. But when Chad asked that question, it's okay, how did you have a down moment? And if so, what it felt like? And like I like how you said like you wanted constructive criticism. Like it was like it's bad, but why it's bad? What makes it bad? So I like the answer that you gave Chad, saying, you know, it was no constructive criticism because like I think we had like one comment. I swear. It was a joke.
Oh, we just talked about that a couple
days ago, right? And like it's basically some dickhead called us gay, but like the way they did it was like they tagged like another Instagram person on there, and like the whole thing was like two dudes kissing, right? And I was like, that's not even clever because it went over my head. I didn't know what it meant. Yeah. I'd rather you just say you guys are gay.
Yeah, I was like, really? Like, and the most ironic part about it is that we were talking about this lady that like we used to have a crush on.
I was like, wait, hold up. I told him something like, yo, she got some nice boobs. Yeah. And you're like, oh, that motherfucker gay. And I'm like,
it's like, I was like, 2 plus 2 is equal to 3 in your eyes, my guy. Like, I need you to fix this.
And I go, you know, I can take criticism. Yeah. And if you're gonna talk shit, be smart about it. Like, I'm at the point in like my life, or as an adult, I guess, that like I laugh at myself, right? And he does too. We don't take ourselves that serious. Life is life is long, but I really like enjoy the good parts and the bad parts. And like, if you're gonna like shoot, just like I'm used to the dozens. I'm in the military. Like we talk shit, we would break each other's balls.
Yeah.
You know, literally like hit each other in the nuts too. That's another thing. But that's stupid.
I'm in high school.
We were 21 too. I was 21 one time too. And I like clever jokes, bro.
Yeah.
You shit on me, I'm be like, all right, that was a good one. You got me home.
Yeah.
You got me. But that was just juvenile. Yeah. And I'm beyond that. And he is too.
Yeah, it's like you said, like how you're talking about you want constructive criticism because and around that time, and even now, I mean, that's what we look for, is because we're just constantly trying to get better at our craft and stuff like that. And something like that, granted, we weren't like super mad about it. We were laughing about it because especially when you find out what it meant, like,
that's what you were saying?
I'm like, really? That's lame. That's not even funny. Like, all right. But yeah, it's like, artists, man, we're sensitive about our stuff, man. We're sensitive about it. That part, it is what it is, but we welcome constructive criticism because, like I said, we're always trying to get better. And if you come to me and say, hey, Chad, you guys to do great in your podcast, but you can do X, Y, Z, you know. Like how we were talking about putting eggshells on the wall to help with the, you know, soundproofing the place and stuff like that. Something like that is cool. Like, that's like, okay, you kind of care enough about what we're doing to give advice. So that's what I can respect, is stuff like that,
you know. Yeah, no problem. Yeah.
Oh, for sure, man. So that being said, like, is it less constructive criticism from the fans, or are they like, yo, you the shit, bro?
It's more you're the shit, and unfortunately, because I'm actually looking for constructive specific.
Yeah. Right.
Obviously, just saying you suck doesn't do me any good.
Yeah.
And I mean, sometimes it's like something I know, like when I'm in sound check and someone's like, you gotta turn the vocals up. I'm like, I know this is just sound check. Like I know, I'm getting there. Yeah. But and that happens a lot actually. People like, but they're like drunk, so they'll tell me like until like I leave at like midnight. Wow. They'll just say that again and again. Like, I know, dude, it was just sound check like 6 hours ago. I get it. But no, I'm still looking for it, and I'll be asking, especially like with new stuff, new material, new songs. I'll ask the band.
Right.
Hell, you know, when we weren't recording, I even asked y'all about the tour name.
Yeah.
Because I just made it. Like, I just made it. I just came out with it like yesterday or something.
It sounds good for the style of music that you're playing. With the genre, I'm saying that style. The genre of music.
Yeah,
it fits like a glove, bro.
Yep.
Beautiful.
Appreciate it.
Love it.
Thank you.
To I guess also piggyback the last question I just asked. Do you ask any other? Do you ask or do you hear from other like bands that you play with? Like, we can do better, or how to sound, or like do you like also tune in like other bands like I see how he or she did, you know, their music. Like, do you ever do that?
Yeah, mainly when I was starting out, because I don't have a lot of time to go watch other bands anymore.
Understood.
You know, I'm pretty much working 14-hour days on the office side.
Okay.
Yeah, 7 days a week. Yeah.
Woo.
Last day off I had, I think, was 2019.
Yeah.
2019, like the year 2019?
Yeah.
You said that in 2021. Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to tell him, okay.
Yeah. But luckily I'm about to hire a little bit more help, so that should help. But
yes.
When I was starting out, I didn't have a whole bunch of gigs or any gigs. I would go watch live music every night. I would do open mics and watch everybody else play, and I would go to like 7 or 8 in one night. I would go watch every other band. I would just walk up and down the street, in Houston, because I'm originally from Brookshire.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And I would just go walk up and down the street and watch every band that I could and just try to learn something from everybody. And I learned a lot of really cool stuff.
Yeah.
Especially in this industry, some of my mentors would take me, they would know some somewhat famous people and take me backstage and meet them and stuff like that.
Oh, cool.
Some of my mentors back then are now somewhat famous, and they've taught me so much. And I've had, from both the musical side,
right,
and from the business side, like Bobby Borg, which is a professor over at Berkeley, I believe, for music business.
Okay.
I've read every one of his books. He has online homework and quizzes and tests. So if you're not a college student, you could still be in his class kind of.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And I would take all of that, all the homework and all the quizzes and all the tests until I get 100% in every single one of them.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's dedication.
It's hard because you don't want to just memorize it.
Yeah.
But no, and I would email with him a few times back and forth, and he's helped me out a whole lot, and there's just a million places I would try to learn. I think there was a couple parts to your question. I know that was one part. Was there something I'm missing?
No, actually, you answering it.
Cool.
You're answering it. That's pretty badass.
I don't do it as much as I'd like to anymore, but a lot of the people that I open up for, like Flatland, or
right.
I was in a competition back in February with Flatland Cavalry, Turnpike Troubadours, and Randy Rogers Band.
Right.
And they're, few of my biggest influences. They each have at least one song on my record that they influenced that wouldn't exist without them.
Oh, wow,
and
that's great.
I was in this one competition. I was the only Americana singer that got to the third round, unless you count Flatland or kind of country, kind of Americana. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was the only Americana singer that got to the third round. It was my song "Let Me Go Easy" that made it, and which isn't even on the radio because I dropped an F-bomb.
Yeah.
And
darn.
yeah. And I actually beat Turnpike Troubadours and Flatland Cavalry. Randy Rogers beat everybody, but I beat 2 out of 3 of my some of my idols. I went to the Houston Livestock Show and watched Turnpike in concert.
Wow.
Very nosebleeder seats.
Yeah.
Because it was all I could afford, and I loved every second of it.
Man, that's awesome, man.
And now I beat them. Hell, I was about to say
I
beat them.
That's strange.
Yeah, I seen them, but I'm big. I'm crushing them boys. So hell yeah, that's baller, dog.
Yeah.
That's what's
That
up.
was even my most popular song.
Like, flip the denim on him, man. I heard that.
Came with the sauce. I ain't mad at you, dog. I ain't mad at you, man. But so let everybody know your socials.
Yep.
They can find you. Your website, all that stuff, man.
Yeah, pretty much if you Google Charlie Cope, just about everything will come up. Cope as in how do you cope with all this fan-freaking-tastic music.
Yeah.
My Instagram is The Real Charlie Cope. There are a couple of fake ones. Make sure you got the real one. Twitter is just The Charlie Cope. Facebook is Charlie Cope. My website is Charlie Cope Music. But like I said, if you Google my name, it'll come up. That or my Wikipedia page will be the first thing to come up.
Yeah.
Also, I've got a bunch of merchandise for sale. Charlie Cope t-shirts for sale.
Hey yo,
swag, swag.
Yeah, swag. There you go. I've also got CDs and posters for sale. Feel free to grab them either there or at my live concerts. And come check out all the live concerts and all that sort of. And check out these guys here, Chad and Jeremy.
Hey, check us out.
Shit, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Well, same thing for us, man. Check us out on all our socials. YouTube at Fusion High Podcast, Instagram at Fusion High Podcast, TikTok on the Fusion High Podcast, Twitter at Fusion High Podcast.
He said them all.
Yeah, man. And
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, where you can see my calf.
Yeah.
Oh man. No, the first one's free.
No OnlyFans. No OnlyFans for real, man. Charlie, come get this ring. Hey, why motherfucker? I want to see Chad's bicep or something, man. But yeah, hey, and catch the audio on anything. We on pretty much damn near everything. Freaking Spotify, iTunes, iHeart, Bullhorn, no bullshit. I'm gonna let you know that.
Yeah. That's like your catchphrase, bro. We're gonna get that in the shirt for you. Cause that sounds great.
Oh man, thank you.
No bullshit.
No bullshit.
Yeah.
Thank you. So I gotta say this cliche shit. Like and subscribe, please. Like and subscribe, man.
Like and subscribe to our podcast.
And for sure, man. Hey, check out Charlie Coke, man. He got some dope music.
Yeah, for real, man. This man is talented right here, man.
I didn't say it, you did. I mean, I'm not disagreeing though.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Do your thing, baby boy.
All right, man. Well, this has been a great podcast. Charlie, thank you for being with us again, man. We truly appreciate it. You are the first guest in the Fusion House Studios.
Well, thank you again for having me.
Yeah, man. And real quick before we go, man, you said something that, like, I don't know, it made me feel good, man. You were saying that you don't really get to nerd out like this.
Yeah, I really don't. It's my life, other than when I'm on stage or, when I'm talking on the radio or podcast or something, it does get very serious.
Yeah.
It's on the business side all the time, and it's as I'm on stage more and more and doing this sort of stuff, I'm getting to be a nerd more. Yeah. Not just superhero stuff, but also music stuff.
Yeah,
it's cool. Of course, I haven't talked about superhero stuff in forever, so this actually last time I was talking to you guys probably. Yeah. So thank you for letting me express that side. I guess it's kind of faded in the years, but I don't get
man, and we're gonna that little light, man. We're gonna get the little thing, put some life into it, man. Man, I'm happy we ever cultivate that environment for you, bro. Thank you for coming, man. Well,
appreciate it.
Yeah, well, man, this has been a great podcast. Well, I'm Chad,
and I'm Jeremy,
and this is Fusion High, and we out.
Go your head high.
The show. Everybody sit down, don't know about to go. It's time to talk about all this Funko Pops that we sit around. Why don't you get off your ass and listen to Chad and Jeremy Fusion Hot Podcast.
That was amazing.
That was badass.